And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, the return of MaxPax Coliseum 7, the group stage, round 5. I'm, of course, host Live VIP, and with me, I'm joined by Kuro handling the productions, and, of course, our lovely players as well. We did take a couple of days off. We took the weekend off from MaxPax Coliseum, but we have returned to determine who makes it into the playoffs. Again, this is a major event here. It is a premier event hosted by SC Boy, by the people behind WTL, World Team League, by the people behind Kung Fu Cup as well. It is a premier 1v1 event, and we are still wrapping up the group stage. We already have quite a number of players qualified. We have players like Hero, Maru, Cyril, Rainer, and Dark. They have all advanced on from the group stage. They're all in the playoffs. We have yet to determine the final 3 players. All 3 of these matches are elimination matches to determine who makes it in. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Classic for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the top right, we have his opponent, MaxPax for Sidestorm Gaming. Oh boy, it all comes down to this. The winner of this series advances on. The loser is eliminated from the tournament. It is that brutal. That is what we have left here on the final day of the group stage. Meanwhile, big shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Doyu, Honkai Star, Taido, Orderful, and Piu. Shout out to the sponsors. Without them, these events could not be possible. These events would not happen, and we wouldn't have as many anime waifus available to us. Uwu, Papi, uwu. But as we mentioned quickly leading into this, we have 3 best of 3s. We have a best of 3 between Classic and MaxPax, between Cure and Björn, and finally between Solar and Clem, which is brutal. All 6 of these players are worthy of being in the playoffs. They're worthy of being finalists. They're all worthy of winning this event, but only one from each series will make it through. It all comes down to this final day of group stage. Meanwhile, the playoff bracket will be taking place, I believe, tomorrow. In just under 24 hours, the playoffs will be taking place, so be sure to set your calendars, mark them for that. I mean, mark them every day, because we're live on a daily basis. Every single day, Papi. Be there. Be there for some high-quality StarCraft. As for now, we're getting into our PvP, and interesting, despite their reputation, despite what MaxPax is known for, he is going for a gate cyber opener on the high ground. Okay, this is very unorthodox. It's not a 2-gate. We have a 2-gate opener out of Classic, so he will have a lead when it comes to gateway units. Meanwhile, we have a gate cyber into Stargate opener for MaxPax. Is going into his expansion. It's basically a gate expand, but without the SimCity on the low ground. So gonna be a more exposed natural base. We'll see if Classic can punish it, as Classic is going to have a lead here in the Stalker count. Nexus is on the way. This Stargate opener should be Oracle. We should be seeing an Oracle to zoom out across the map and deal some harassing damage. We'll see if Classic can punish this, as he is setting up for a 1-base all-in. The Scout, does he see? He doesn't. Oh my god, the Adept barely does not get eyes on the proxy, as we have a gateway on the way. It's going to be 3 gateways. The gateway was seen. The gateway, a little bit too thick, was spotted by that Adept, so MaxPax is aware of what's going on. He is still going Oracle first. Bold move. Bold move here by MaxPax, still going for the Oracle first, which means his Oracle is going to be sent across the map to harass, means unlikely to be at home to defend. Anyway, here we go. The Stalkers have arrived. They're going to be applying quite a bit of pressure here to the army. Zealot taking some damage, Stalker as well, that shield battery under threat, and we do come out with that Oracle, and we're going for the army. I do appreciate this. We threatened the Stalkers for a moment there. Shield battery is done. Classic, he did see the Stargate, by the way. He's aware of the Oracle. And he doesn't care. He's focusing on his Stalker warp in, so it's going to be Oracle into Void Ray. This is a Void Ray being chronoed out as we speak to help defend from MaxPax. Can he get it out in time? Can he do it as... Oh, one Stalker goes down. Classic, a bit of miscontrol. Oracle rocks up, but again, there's a shield battery back at home. We are perfectly safe. We are perfectly sound. Pylon under fire. Void Ray has arrived, and MaxPax, he's holding. He is barely holding on here. Shield battery goes down. A backup shield battery going to have to be thrown down instead. Meanwhile, Classic still hyper-fixated here on his push. But we have 2 shield batteries, soon to be 3. One of the Stalkers getting very low. Good control this time at a Classic. This time he does save it. He only lost 1 Stalker so far. As Classic continues to reinforce. Continuing to apply pressure. Again, there's no backing up from here. He is completely all in. It's all or nothing for Classic. Second Void Ray has arrived. Oh, that shield barrier taking a lot of damage. Does go down. But there's still 2 more behind this and 2 pylons to keep everything powered. Meanwhile, I'm catching up with the chat. Gah! Oracle comes in. Oh, that shield battery, bit too far away, is not able to protect those probes. 3 probes go down. Every worker counts here as we're all in. Every worker that much more precious for Classic. Does dip forward. Oh, we'll lose another Stalker. As we did activate the Pulsar Beam. The Prismatic Alignment on those Void Rays. Only on 1, actually. Well, that's slick moves out of MaxPax. Preserving that Prismatic Alignment. Then we go activate another. And he has 1 more behind this. Staggering his Prismatic Alignment. Making sure he always has 1 available. Meanwhile, the Nexus itself taking some damage. Taking some hits. Classic does have a massive lead in Stalkers, and he does get, oh, not quite 1. Another Stalker goes down. Again, Classic has been bleeding out a lot so far. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. As he has another Void Ray on the way. This Nexus is taking a lot of damage, though. Oh, we do dive in. We're committing, and we do not get the Void Ray. Oh, we punish this so hard. 2 Stalkers go down. Overcharges popped, keeping everything alive and topping up the Nexus. It's going to be a kill on that would-be shield battery. So at least pick up the shield battery. But again, this Stalker count not as high as it otherwise should be. Do you get another unit? So you get another probe. Going for the Void Rays as well. But this is not going to work out. Yeah, we're forced back once again. Classic not happy about this. The camera goes off. He's being censored. Across the map. The Oracle going to be threatening once again. Yeah, Void Rays, they are forced to engage, and we're just bleeding out so many Stalkers. We get 1 Void Ray. There's still 3 left. Yeah, and Classic, you can see he's just running out of steam, running out of resources, running out of army. And we still have so many shield batteries behind us. We still have plenty of energy to work with as well. Still have plenty of energy. Yeah, again, very careful control here out of MaxPax. He pops the overcharge. And the Void Rays, they will not die. GG gets called. MaxPax, he will hold, and he will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. An interesting opener out of MaxPax. It was a gate expand, that is true. The build was the same, but the placement, the SimCity was very different there. Going for the high ground wall off instead did mean that the natural base was very exposed. You saw that Classic had a lot of room to work with, but MaxPax did very well when it came to... I loved his Void Ray control. Not just like his dancing, his positioning, but the way that he preserved his Prismatic Alignment as well, that he preserved them over the course of the fights, that he would only ever spend 1 at a time, so he would always have another available so he could punish these dives and punish Classic. Very nicely done. Very nicely done there by MaxPax, and does take the first game. Does take the first game, and this is dangerous because it's a best of 3. It is a best of 3, and 1 more loss, and that'll be it. That will be the end of this series. So Classic has to fight back here and now on side Delta. Now we do of course have access to the vetoes. We can see that's some pretty standard vetoes here. Rise the Station, Equilibrium, Alcyone was vetoed as well. Some of the larger maps were gotten rid of. Now we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner. We have Classic for Twisted Minds. And in the bottom right, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss for Psystorm. It's MaxPax. It is MaxPax, and again, does have a lead in the series. Uno mas, 1 more is all he needs, and he will make it into the playoffs of Masters Coliseum. Meanwhile, Classic, he needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match to have a chance at making it to those playoffs. He is oh so close. See if he can get there. As for now, the probe scouts are moving out. They're going to be coming across each other here in the center of the map. Oh, no boop. Fortunately, there's no head boop. Feels bad, man. As they do move out. Classic, once again, going to be opening up. Oh, with a gate expand, but with a double gas opener. Okay, so because we're loading into Site Delta, this is one of the few maps that has a ramp leading into the natural, which means gate expands are commonplace and are standard in PvP, specifically on this map. So we have gate expands set up. but Classic does open up with a faster second gas geyser, so he can go for a Stargate before expanding. Cybercore is thrown down for both players. And again, Classic, ooh, never mind. Did pull out. He did take the gases, but he did pull out, actually. So we'll see if he does invest or if he does commit to just that faster Nexus. Probes going to be scanning each other. And again, so far, both players are mirroring each other for the most part. So the gases are lining up once again. And with this, there it is. We do have the expansion for Classic, and we should be seeing the expansion for... Ooh, not quite. Okay, so we have a divergence. Classic goes for the faster expansion. MaxPax goes for the faster Stargate. So a safer opener at a MaxPax, a greedier opener at a Classic. Now, suddenly, MaxPax, he can be the aggressor here. He should still be expanding, but his base is going to be delayed here by the probe. Classic knows that he's going to be taking more defensive position here, as there's the potential for Oracles and for Void Rays. Pylon gets thrown down, base is delayed even further. Classic should be opening up either Void Ray or Phoenix. Ooh, and this can actually lead into Phoenix Wars. So Classic, he knows about the Stargate, so he should go into Phoenixes. If MaxPax is where the Stargate, he should also go into Phoenixes. And there it is. We should be getting into Phoenix Wars. I know it's not something that people love about PvP, but Phoenix Wars should be on the horizon here. If like all things follow. Depth shading into the main. Does get a couple of probes, and the Classic has to make a choice here. And again, the choice should be Phoenixes, and there it is. The Phoenix v Phoenix is about to begin. Now, typically, when you get locked into making Phoenixes, you can't stop. You can't stop in PvP, because if you stop, you die. It's just how things... It's very similar to TVT, where if you stop making Cyclones, you also die. So Phoenixes are amassing for both players. And we should soon be investing into second Stargate and additional Phoenix production. Now again, because of the way this dynamic works, if you ever do stop making Phoenixes, you lose air control and you lose access to your tech, because you're investing so much. You're investing so much into the Stargate, into the Phoenixes. If you do start losing them, then there's no way to transition out of it. You just lose. Things snowball out of control. And MaxPax, he has the Phoenix lead. He shuts down one. He's gonna get the other as well. Reinforcers, they arrive just in time, but MaxPax is camping the production. There's a Stalker that is helping though. Does add some extra hits. MaxPax does take a Phoenix lead, and he's looking to maintain it. This is a brutal start for Classic. Classic, he holds thanks to that Stalker, but again, MaxPax should perpetually be ahead in Phoenixes. He's going for the dive. He wants the other. Oh my god, this is a rough start for Classic. In a mirror matchup, and you're just... there's no way to catch up in Phoenixes, not at this point. It's brutal. Stalker going to be going down as well. The Stalker does barely get picked off. It looks like we do get a Phoenix, though. And we have a shield battery. Thankfully, we have a shield battery and an overcharge to defend. So Classic is going to be holding on, but this is a rough position. This is a very rough position here for Classic, as we are producing 2 Phoenixes at a time. And again, MaxPax being so proactive with this, and yeah, being so aggressive. He knows. Now again, that shield battery and overcharge will be a factor, so MaxPax has to respect it. Unless he can drag the army out of range of the shield battery. It is possible. Also, once you hit critical mass of Phoenixes, shield battery doesn't matter anymore. Shield batteries, they lose a lot of effectiveness if you do hit critical mass, just because they can't add heal the amount of DPS you have. That's where things like cannons can help. Again, cannons shoot up, Phoenixes can't shoot down. So in general, stack defense becomes very critical here in PvP. Ooh, Classic being a little bit cheeky, being a little bit greedy. That is a fleet beacon on the way. That is for Phoenix range. Phoenix range is another big upgrade here in this matchup in Phoenix Wars. But it does mean that he has to sacrifice making a Phoenix. You can see that he's only making one right now. So Classic, he's falling behind in Phoenixes to get into Phoenix range. You know, Max pylons being thrown down. We dive on in. We get one. We trade 1 for 1 before pulling back. Now, MaxPax just threw down 2 pylons. He can throw down additional shield batteries. He can throw down aggressive shield batteries across the map. Oh, as he gets another Phoenix. We can't afford to make mistakes like this. Like Classic, he's bleeding out a lot. We have our own fleet beacon on the way. And MaxPax getting another Phoenix. And yeah, he just collapses on this. He has critical mass. Overcharge doesn't matter. Not anymore. As we do get some more. Oh, do get 2 more. Classic, he's holding on. Oh, trying to, but yeah, it's a losing battle here. It's an uphill battle for Classic as we do clean everything up, and that's going to be game. GG gets called. MaxPax will take the series 2-0. GG. Again, this is the difficult thing about going for gate expands. Is that situation. Specifically, if both players go for gate expands, both players should be going for Stargates, and if both players see each other going for Stargates, it has to be Phoenix Wars. So you have to get into Mass Phoenix. And MaxPax, once he took that early lead, once he dove on the production and killed the first Phoenix of Classic, that was kind of game. Like, the unfortunate thing here is that when you have an even production, where you have the same amount of production buildings, the same way to produce Phoenixes, you can't recover. Like, it's it's the unfortunate thing about this dynamic is that if you take a deficit, you cannot recover without doing something crazy, like without maybe your opponent overextending. That's the thing. You have to rely on your opponent to make mistakes. Is the way to try to come back there. Otherwise, if your opponent doesn't make mistakes, then it's very difficult to recover. GG, well played. Congratulations to MaxPax for taking the 2-0. My condolences to Classic as he is eliminated from the tournament. He's an amazing player, but everyone's amazing here. That's the thing, you know. It's a tournament of champions, and there are no easy opponents. GG, congratulations to MaxPax. With that, MaxPax will advance on to the playoffs, and now we're getting into a TvT between Cure and Beyond. Here we go. It is going to be a TvT, and this could go either way. Again, Cure has some of the best Terran versus Protoss in the world, second only to Clem, I would say, but TvT can go either way. Beyond has a very specific style of TvT, very specific, and I'm sure we'll be able to see it here and now after the break. We're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have our second matchup of the night. See you soon.